Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a fun one because I have a little stripe bag here. Oh my god, this is so unexpectedly heavy. So it's the Sephora VIB sale again. I don't know what's going on. I feel like this never happened, but there's literally a Sephora sale like every 4 months. Was that always a thing? Normally they're like twice a year, but they keep popping up. I'm not mad at it. It's totally fine. I'll take the discount. I just feel like they're coming up so much more often than ever before. Is that just me? Today is Monday, August 19th, like the day that I'm filming this, and it's the very first day of the sale. So I decided that I would just head to Sephora and do a little shopping, and I wanted to show you guys everything that I bought. I also had a chance to try out some of the new products that I've never tried before on my face today when I was getting ready to do this video. So I do already have my first impressions on like 90% of the products that I'm going to be showing you guys today. So hopefully it'll be helpful for you guys. I really hope that you guys are going to enjoy today's video too. Don't forget to let me know in the comments what you plan on picking up during the sale. And if you have tried any of the products that I'm going to be showing you guys today, I would love if you could just leave me your thoughts, your opinions, your reviews, so that everybody who's looking through the comments can get as many opinions as possible. I always just find it's very helpful, as does everybody else. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say. Let's get into it. Start off with the foundation that I'm currently wearing on my face, and this is the brand new one from Fenty. It is the Pro Filter Hydrating Longwear Foundation. Now, I was really excited when I saw that Fenty was coming out with a hydrating foundation because, of course, the original foundation is much more suited for people with normal to oily skin. It's a little bit more on the matte side. You guys probably know, or you may not if you're new to my channel, I prefer a foundation that's more on the hydrating side because I do have a drier skin type. So I was really excited to pick this up. I did try it out on my skin as I was getting ready for today's video, and I gotta say, it's really not what I expected, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I purposefully did not watch any other reviews on this product because I kind of wanted to go into trying this with a open mind, because sometimes when you watch too many reviews on a product, you go into trying it with a lot of expectations and a lot of preconceived ideas, and I kind of wanted to just try this with a completely blank slate, not really knowing what to expect. Now, I actually expected that this was going to be almost like a tinted moisturizer-esque type of product, which is so not the case, like even a little bit. As far as the coverage goes, this has so much coverage. It is totally a full coverage. It's very similar to the original foundation in that sense. And the product itself, I also find, is a lot thicker than what I expected. You need such a small amount of product to cover your whole entire face, but like I said, the coverage is incredible. I actually applied my whole face using just a sponge, and normally with a sponge, when using a more full coverage foundation, it shears it out even just a little bit. But I found even applying it with the sponge, the coverage was still very full. And so when I started applying it, I got a little bit nervous because I thought that it was gonna make my skin look really heavy or really cakey, but it doesn't. As far as the finish goes, it's not a dewy foundation at all. I kind of also expected that it would be a little bit dewier than it actually is. I would say it definitely leans more on like the satin natural side, which I honestly prefer because I find that that finish is the most flattering, also the most long wearing. As of right now, the foundation is wearing really nicely on my skin. I'm really excited to continue to use this. So far, so good with this guy. Okay, so now moving on from what I'm wearing on my face to what I'm wearing on my eyes. Of course, I had to pick up the new Anastasia and Jackie Aina palette. This caught my eye as soon as I saw it in store. I mean, I kind of went into Sephora knowing that I wanted to pick this up. It is really rare for me to look at an eyeshadow palette and kind of just see all the looks that I want to create with it. Like, this kind of got my creative juices flowing, which is kind of rare when it comes to an eyeshadow palette. Because for me, I feel like I've become a little bit desensitized, a little bit jaded. It feels like I kind of have seen everything, but this palette really got me excited because they're kind of all of the shades that I really love to play with when I'm not playing with just like my plain neutral colors. I just feel like this palette really has such a nice mix of course, your neutral shades, but you have such fun jewel tone shades in here as well. And I really just feel like this palette gives you so many options with the amount of looks that you can create with it. Like I said, I am wearing it on my eyes today, so I did get a chance to play with it. I had zero issues with any of the eyeshadows. They all applied beautifully. The pigment was chef's kiss, gorgeous. This shade in particular, called Credit, it's the most beautiful, like warm, rich brown. Rich really is like the key word for this whole entire palette. All the shades really do have that intense pigmentation that you look for in an eyeshadow to really make the colors pop. Kind of what I expected. Anastasia eyeshadows are typically quite good. I never really have any issues with them. So if you were considering getting this palette but you're just not really sure, this has a 100% my stamp of approval on it. I think it is beautiful. So moving on next to another foundation that I picked up. This is the new Nude 6 Tinted Cover Foundation, and I got the shade Nude 3.5. So I actually already have this foundation. I recently bought it, and I got the shade Nude 5, which was way too dark for me. I actually tried it in my last video, so you could see me use it. You could see my first impressions on the product, and I really, really love the product. When I tried it, I love the consistency, the texture, the coverage. It's a really, really lightweight, very sheer, like no foundation type of product. I actually find that it's quite long wearing. I find that it lasts really well. It doesn't slip and slide. It has a nice skin-like finish. It's not too dewy. It's kind of just that perfect everyday product for me. Very different from the Fenty foundation, that's for sure. I've got yet another foundation here that I picked up. I swear over the last like 2 weeks, like 20 foundations have been released from all these different brands. I have purchased, I think, 6 different foundations over the last 2 weeks. There's just so many new ones coming out. This one from Anastasia is the new Luminous Foundation. And as far as reviews go, this one is probably the most requested from you guys. So I picked this one up pretty much just for you guys to try it out, to give you guys my review. I think I will be doing a dedicated review on this product. Let me know down below. Confirm with me that you do want to see that video. I am really excited to try this because I have actually had really bad luck with Anastasia foundations. Have they released 1 or 2 foundations? I remember they released that stick foundation, and I really did not like that stick foundation. It was a total bust for me. So I'm interested to see how this one is going to perform. It says that it's a medium coverage foundation with a luminous natural finish, which sounds completely up my alley. That's exactly what I like in a foundation. I end up getting the shade 220N, and this also matches me perfectly. So here's what the bottle looks like. Pretty standard, comes with a pump, has foundation written on the side in case you weren't sure. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about it. Like I said, I will be doing a review, so stay tuned for that. So next, I also picked up another one of the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duos. I have 2 of these already, and I absolutely adore them. I've used them to death, so I figured I would pick up another shade because I do love them so much. So in the compact, you have 2 powders. You got a matte side and then kind of like a sheeny highlighter side. And obviously it's called the Monochromatic Duo, so they're both pretty much like the same color, just different finishes. I got the shade Warm Honey, and I thought that this color was so pretty. I was kind of surprised that I hadn't picked it up before. It's this really pretty, almost like warm mocha color, and I am wearing it on my cheeks right now. I just think it looks really pretty. When you don't want a lot of color to your cheeks, you kind of want to add just a little bit more bronze. This is such a beautiful blush to wear. So with all the duos that I have in this lineup, pretty much what I like to do with all of them is I will put the matte shade all over my cheeks, so from the apple, kind of just like blending it backwards, and then I'll take a little bit of like the sheeny powder and just pop that right on the apples of the cheeks. And it doesn't really add a lot of color, but it does add that really nice sheen. Don't think of this as like a highlighter shade, because you're not going to put this on the tops of your cheekbones. Really think of it more so as a blush topper, and as a blush topper, especially on top of the matte shade, it is just so beautiful because it's not shimmery, it's not glittery. It really just gives your cheeks a really pretty sheen. So I'm really excited to use this color more because I think it's going to be one that I'm going to definitely reach for a lot in the fall. Like when you look at this color, it just screams fall makeup. I got another cheek product that's super random. I was kind of just going through all of the brands at Sephora, just looking through everything, not necessarily looking only for new products. And I never realized that Laura Mercier's Candle Glow powder came in a bunch of different shades. And so I wasn't really exactly sure what these powders were supposed to be. I didn't really know if they were supposed to be bronzers and highlighters, or if they're supposed to be like setting powders, but they're described as a modern pressed powder that sets, perfects, and finishes, leaving skin with a diffuse, subtle, luminous glow. So this is what the powder looks like. I got the shade 5. I am actually wearing it on my skin today, and I loved the way it applied. It applied really smoothly. The color is really beautiful. It's this really nice, very warm kind of terracotta. This powder is beautiful. I cannot believe I have never used this before. I can't believe I've never picked it up because everything about this is just so gorgeous. The actual texture of the powder is like butter. It is so smooth. When you pick it up with your finger, it feels very finely milled, very soft. And when you apply it to your skin, it also applies really nice and just smoothly. It's not like overly pigmented or too intense where you got to be careful with it. And because it is like that Candle Glow powder, it has a little bit of like a sheen to it. And I find finishes like these to be perfect, especially when it comes to bronzers, because I just feel like it gives a really pretty, almost like skin-like finish to the face. It's not too matte, it's also not shimmery or too like sparkly or anything like that. So it's really just like that perfect natural glowy finish, which I just think is so flattering. So definitely kind of like a hidden gem that I feel like is worth checking out. So the next product that I picked up is a concealer. I kind of just needed to pick this up because I wanted to get a different color. This is the Nars Soft Matte Complete Concealer, one of my all-time favorite concealers. Now I know this is called a soft matte concealer, but please don't let the matte in the name scare you, because it definitely did deter me for a long time, being that I do have a drier skin type. Anything with matte in the name just is kind of like a warning for me, but this is not a drying concealer at all. It is matte, but like the name says, it's a soft matte, so it's just kind of more natural looking. So it sits on the skin in a very like lightweight way. I would say this is a solid medium coverage concealer. It works really well underneath the eyes. It also works really well on blemishes because it is that more like matte or soft matte texture. It won't slip and slide on the face. So on blemishes, it's kind of perfect because it's going to cover and it's going to stay in place. And it's also not going to highlight the blemish, because the last thing that you want is to use a really glowy or hydrating concealer on a blemish on the face, because it's literally going to just draw attention to it. As I mentioned, I'm a little bit more tan than I normally am, so my soft matte concealer is way too light for me right now. So I ended up getting the shade medium to ginger. I was kind of decided between this one and custard. Ginger just has a little bit more of like a peachier undertone, which I actually find does a really great job of canceling out the blue underneath my eyes. So that's what I picked up and I love it. So the last few products that I have here are kind of all just miscellaneous. I have some lashes here, which I always make sure to pick up during the sales. So I picked up two of my favorite lashes from Velour. These are from the Effortless Lash Collection. I got the style For Real Though and Would I Lie, and these are two of my favorite styles. For Real Though are probably my all-time favorite lash styles. The Natural / Effortless collection from Velour is like the best lash collection on the market in my opinion. If you're somebody who wants to wear lashes but doesn't want to look over the top wearing lashes, these are like the best. These are also no trim lashes, so you are able to kind of just like pop them on your lid without having to cut off literally like 3/4 of the lash, because we all know that sometimes that has to happen for a lash to fit the eye. And the styles are just so pretty. They really enhance your eye shape without looking over the top or looking like you're wearing really intense falsies, which is what I really love. They're also super comfortable. So these are probably my all-time favorite lashes, so I picked up 2 pairs of those. I also picked up one of the Pharmacy Green Clean cleansing balms. If you're not familiar with what a cleansing balm is, it's pretty much just like a solid oil, and then you melt it in your hands and you use that to kind of just like melt away all of the makeup on your face. Always use a cleansing balm in my makeup removal routine, because I find it just does a really great job of breaking everything down. I almost forgot, the very last product that I picked up is also super random, but I have been hearing so much about this, and every single time I would go to Sephora, it would be out of stock. It was finally in stock when I went there today, so it's kind of a sign I had to pick it up. It is the Nars Monoi Body Glow 1 Bronzing Body Oil. So this is pretty much just a bronzer oil. Oh my God, the smell of this is absolutely divine. I actually have the Monoi oil itself and not the one with the bronzer in it. And I actually spilt that once in my whole entire skincare drawer. And so all of my skincare products smelled like the Monoi body oil, and honestly, I was not mad at it because it is the most delicious, kind of like tropical, almost sunscreeny scent. And I know that sounds unpleasant, but it is the most pleasant. Honestly, I'm not gonna swatch it on my body right now because, as you can see, I'm wearing a crisp white shirt and I don't want to ruin it, but it looks absolutely beautiful and I can't wait to try this out. So lastly, I have a shampoo and conditioner that I purchased. I actually did not purchase it today during the sale, which makes me a little bit upset because I wish that I did. I purchased it about a week ago, but I figured I would just show you guys anyway. I basically just needed a new shampoo and conditioner. I love Briogeo, so I ended up picking up the Banana Coconut Nourishing Superfood Shampoo and Conditioner, kind of just on a whim because I do really trust their hair care products. And I gotta say, I absolutely love these. I've used them probably about like 3 or 4 times at this point, and the smell is insane. It smells like banana popsicles, okay? Which you would think is kind of like a weird scent to put in your hair, but it's delicious and it brings you right back to your childhood. So yeah, I have been really liking both of those products. So guys, that finishes off my little Sephora VIB haul. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video I found it helpful. Don't forget to let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let me know what you plan on picking up and your thoughts on the products that I showed you guys today. Of course, give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.